recording. Alright, cool. Let's jump into it now. So I went ahead, I've already, like I always do, I tested teams beforehand. No issues with them. I tested them all with the Vegapunk Friend Captain. I haven't tested them without a Vegapunk Friend Captain because obviously that's the best case scenario. But if we get to that point where we don't have a lot of Friend Captains showing up, well, there's only like one right now. So we might be showing that off like sooner rather than later. But either way, no biggie. Because the cool thing about Treasure Map, you know, it's you get your points like the point increases. I mean, are exponential. So I had like hair on my phone there. No. There's not room for you right here, like right beside me. I gotta have the guide. You can lay over there on the. Okay. If it was Asta, you know, he would just lay there. She, for some reason, demands to be petted when I'm streaming. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like the rest of the day, she could give a fuck, but. All right, so we'll go ahead and clear the first stage. Obviously, nothing of any consequence there. So once we get to Vegapunk here, we'll just pull up my steps here on Discord. Because I mainly need it for like the final stages. I know for like stage 2 on like both fights. So yeah, go ahead and do Luffy Bonnie. And then we get the conditional buff. We can go ahead and do Kuma. Get this color affinity, some territory, just on there for some extra damage. And then the one that we need the most is Luchikaku. So there's really like no reason to super switch them, because yeah, their defense down doesn't go through immunity anyway. Well, okay, I guess it super switch them anyway, but either way, you don't need to. You actually would have now I have like reverse color affinity, but like it's whatever, it's right here at the start. So yes, thank you so much, Haley. But remember, we use Luchikaku to remove that bad chain down from the enemy, and then apply our own chain boundary. And also, I meant to like show y'all there, like I mentioned, they multiply your color affinity if it's at I think at least 3. And since Kuma does give you that, they multiply by I think like a 1.2 times. So we did get like our color affinity buffed there. Let me like double check, see what it is real quick. Hey, thank you. Yeah, they increased our color affinity to 4.2. Yes, thank you, Haley. So we'll do Kuma's EX, and now we can relaunch Kuma's special. So now it drops at 3.7, but we can double stack it. So I think like we will get a double stacking one with Vegapunk, if I'm not mistaken. So we can go ahead and use Luffy and Bonnie's EX. So now we got that multiplicative buff. You get the conditional buff. Dory is here. Dory's here if we don't have a Vegapunk Friend Captain, so I'll use him last just to show like what he like can do and stuff. So we'll go ahead now and we'll trigger Saturn. Hey, thank you so much, Haley. So now we have like weakened status, or not weakened status. Damn, class advantageous buff. She's like distracting me. We got increased damage taken. Now we have the chain boundary that we needed for this stage. We can go ahead and trigger Vegapunk Superclass. If you have him, he removes the enemy's defense up. And then we can go ahead and trigger his special, as well as Dory's here. And we can go ahead and just easily KO Vegapunk because we have like all that stuff stacked. So again, like I said, if we can't find any Vegapunk Friend Captains, we will work around that, obviously, because like this team is set up to run without a Vegapunk Friend Captain, as you saw, because like Dory would have removed the defense up, and like I said, I'm sure we'll get to showcase that here in a minute. So Dory would have removed the defense up for us with his special. And you want to take Dory instead of Broggy, because the enemy gives you that bad, help me out, chat. God, Haley, you're making it so like I can't fucking like think or focus. Gives you a really bad orb boost. So by using Dory instead of Broggy, you can remove the defense up and get a good attack buff for your crew. So where is... okay, there's like... damn, okay, didn't want to have to go up because I think it's going to end up taking more spaces in the end. Yes, hello Haley. Hello, hello, hello. I love you very much. I don't know why you have to do this during the stream. I try and pet you and stuff this morning, and you don't want nothing to do with me. But then I start streaming, and now you want me to, like, not do the stuff. Yeah, he gives you the bad orb boost. Thank you so much, Warm Cow, yeah. She's, like, got me so distracted, like, I can't even think, because she's just, like, all over me, like, wanting, like, attention and stuff like that. Like, she's being really sweet and stuff like that. I love her to death. But it's just funny, it's like, I can't think right this second. So we don't have a Vegapunk friend captain right now at the moment. So we'll go ahead and show how like the team works running double Kuma. Oh well, I spoke too soon. Here's 2 Vegapunks. Just need to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, it's this one because it's kids only here for points. Hope you're doing good today, Warm Cow. Thank you for joining the stream. I know it's like a midday stream. Like I said, I try and get my OPTC ones out around this time, you know, so that way it can be early in the event. But yeah, I was glad my teams worked good. This one threw me with the first time I tested it, seeing that all the orbs were recovery. I was like, huh? But then I realized it was because of Vice Admiral Dahl and Bluegrass, which, by the way, chat, that does not matter. It doesn't have to be rainbow orbs from Kuma for this fight, because none of our specials change slots anyway. And the orb attack down debuff on the final stage is on type and tandem. Recovery isn't one of them. So with Vice Admiral Dawn, Vice Admiral Bluegrass making them all recovery, you're still good to go. So from here we want to go ahead and launch Kuma, so that way we can remove Special Bind and Bind. And then we're going to go ahead and launch Luffy Bonnie. And now we can go ahead and trigger our Super Tandem. We actually didn't even need it because we're just doing so much damage here. Yes, I see you, Haley. Everybody sees you. I don't know why you're acting so sweet now. You weren't acting sweet earlier. And not to me, to her brother, but it's probably because he was trying to fight her. So go ahead and use Kuma's EX, get like the special back. Go ahead and use his special to remove the special bind. Then you can use Luffy and Bonnie to go ahead and take a big portion of like your despair. Go ahead and get that removed. Trigger their EX, and then Vice Admiral Dahl and Bluegrass will go ahead and remove the rest of your despair, as well as give you a base attack boost. Saturn is going to go ahead and he's just here for damage in this one. It's the other one where he removes like those debuffs and helps you get around so much shit. Like he's just a god tier on the other one. Vegapunk will remove the defense up. And then we'll go ahead and trigger Vegapunk's special, get a double stacking color affinity, and now we can just easily go ahead and absolutely murder them. Tap with Kid first, because as you see, like, Kid's only here for points. He's not needed for Kid's only here for points because he's the highest point booster that I had like remaining. I had access to since like I don't have Emmett or any of the TM badge. So that's why Kid's on the team. But it is important to know with how Luffy Bonnie works that Kid is a Land of Wano tagged character. So yes, he counts towards their EX as being one of the worst generation, but he's a Land of Wano character, not an Egghead character, so he's not going to get the ability to bypass defensive effects when they use their special, because it's only for Straw Hat Pirates and Egghead tag characters. So just tap with Kid first, just to go ahead and like just get his out the way and stuff like that. We can go ahead and use this card, why not? Well, didn't even matter. Well, like I said, like no biggie. We'll go take out Queen over here. Speaking of Queen, I was trying to think about, because we haven't got the data download yet, at least I didn't see, for the Kazuna badge. And we're finally getting that super evolution for Kaido, for V1 Kaido. We know that's coming. So I know before other people, because y'all know in the community, like, I don't have this issue, but I know a lot of other people do, and it's understandable. They're like, oh no, another Wano character. Oh god, I'm so tired of Wano characters. Well, Wano's my favorite story arc, so I'm not tired of Wano characters. I think the Kazuna badge, I don't think it's going to be Egghead themed. I really don't. Mainly because with what they're doing for New Year's and what they've done for New Year's so far, leading into the TM badge, and then before, like what they had with the, I think it came out a little bit before. If it came out after the anniversary badge, it was like within the same week. And that's the Stussy, the Stussy Pirate Rumble legend. So with the stuff they've done for Egghead right now, I don't know where they would go for another Egghead character. Warmcow, maybe you have like a theory on that, on who they could do, because I mean, we did Emmett, we did, you know, a V2 Saturn. I just couldn't see them doing another Kizaru already, but I mean, hell, they did that Saturn already. I'm kind of Vegapunked out. I don't know what other ideas they could do for Vegapunk, personally. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, like, where they could really go. You know, they did the Kazuna Legend, Dorian Bragi. Just for right now, I just don't know what they could do specifically for another Egghead unit right now. So I think with its Super Evolving Kaido, obviously, like we know, we've had some Super Evolutions last year that they changed to being Egghead characters, like the Pirate Rumble Rare Recruit, Kizaru, his tag changed from like Marineford to Egghead. What's that terrible Super Evolution? I know that's like, there's a lot of terrible Super Evolutions. Usopp and Nami, they changed from a Land of Wano character to an Egghead character. But obviously, like, Kaido isn't seen in the Egghead arc, so you can't really like change his tag. So he's going to be a Land of Wano character. Because, like, yeah, he is seen in the Egghead arc in God Valley, but they're not going to super evolve V1 Kaido, where he's in his dragon form, into, like, a God Valley Kaido, because, you know, in the anime that's shown of what was shown of God Valley in Egghead, he don't get the Devil Fruit then. He gets it, like, we see him get the Devil Fruit in Elbath, in the recent, like, flashback arc. So he wouldn't get turned into like, he doesn't have a dragon form like in that part of it, you know what I mean? So he's going to stay a Land of Wano character. And based off the name of the event, we can kind of theorize what his attack's going to be. It's an attack like he uses, we see him using Wano, like one or two, like Totsuki talked about it, those like dragon wind ones or whatever. The one where he was like spinning and like throwing, it looked like when Zoro, you know, does like 100 Caliber Phoenix, or when they do like Tempest Kick, like the 6 path users. Or not 6 path users, sorry, I was watching Naruto last night. 6 powers users. So he's gonna stay a Land of Wano tagged character. It just depends on like who the Kazuna Legend's gonna be. Like, I'm thinking maybe Because I feel like Kazuna Legends, they love doing dual unit Kazuna Legends. And we don't have a specific dual unit of this. We do have a Kazuna dual unit that they're a part of, but it's 4 characters. But I think, like, maybe since it would be supporting Kaido, they might go with a dual unit, they might go with a dual unit King and Queen. Because I'm thinking, like, you know, in Wano, King and Queen, they fought together, like, in the main hall before they split up to go fight Zoro and Sanji by themselves. So they might do a dual unit King and Queen, because I think that would directly support Kaido. Not really sure at all. Haven't read since Wano ended. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like, well, I can tell you this. After Wano, you never see Kaido except in flashbacks. And in Egghead, they flash back to God Valley a tiny bit. That's why we have the Rocks Pirates legend in the game, and there's that young Kaido, like, rare recruit with it. But it's right before he gets the Devil Fruit. Before he actually eats it. That's why that TM Big Mom that we got a few months ago, she's holding the Devil Fruit, and like when she like takes it from Eva, because she was trying to run back to the ship to give it to Katakuri. I hope you don't mind me spoiling that for you, since you said you haven't read it. But you did tell me like you've seen spoilers on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, so you're kind of like caught up to date because you know about Harold and like Loki and stuff like that. So she was going to give the Devil Fruit to Katakuri. But the funny thing is, as she was running back to the ship, even though her and Kaido are like sworn brother and sister, well, I'm an only child, but I know siblings fight. Kaido catches her running and clubs her right in the face. And she falls back. And the Devil Fruit pops up in the air, and Kaido, like, swallows it. But that part of the flashback is shown here, like, within the past, probably, like, 2 months. So that's shown in the Elbath arc. And you do get to see the sweet moment where he turns into a dragon, and he's just so excited and so happy, and, like, it's so cool because, like, you get to see, like, Kaido's age show there. Because remember, he was like really young on the Rocks Pirates. And he gets like really, really, really super excited and like gassed up like, oh my god, like I got this Devil Fruit, it's so cool and stuff like that. Like, this is awesome. And then like he's really, really, really amped up and like excited about it. And he's just, when Saturn gets possessed by Emu and Rocks and Whitebeard are fighting. Whitebeard like tells like Rocks, like, because Rocks says like this cool thing where he's like, "You're gonna have me think like we're actually friends" or something like that. And I can't remember what Whitebeard says to him, but he was like basically says like, "No, I'm not gonna let you fight alone" or stuff like that. And Kaido flies down and he's like, "Guys, check it out! I finally got a Devil Fruit. There's no way I'm missing out on this fight." Like, it's so cool. And to see like how like Kaido's like gassed up like that, like really excited and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. But that's all to say, like, he's not gonna change his character tag. I don't foresee that, just because like it would mean taking him out of his dragon form, and that's the whole purpose of V1 Kaido. So I think with that being said, the Kazuna Legend, if it's an Egghead character, cool. I just don't know where they could go with one, because it doesn't have to exactly be Kaido support. It might not be Kaido support, but a lot of the times, I won't say most of the time, but I'll say a lot of the times, sometimes the Kazuna Legend is supporting who is super evolving, or usually when a character super evolves, there's some kind of support out there for it. I say that because, like, when we got that great Dofi Super Evolution last year, that was great. The only thing that, like, tampered it was the fucking, what was the stupid thing they did? The paywalling it. We did get support with God, what's the boy's name? Pika. The rare recruit, the Pirate Rumble legend Pika worked great with that Dofi. And not just in Pirate Rumble, it worked good in like regular content too. So that's why like, there's usually support, and everything's been so Egghead themed here with these anniversary, this treasure map banner, this that Stussy, that I just don't. So obviously there's been nothing Wano here recently. So I think like that would be my theory for it, is that Kaido's going to end up, or is the Kazuna Clash batch is going to have something to do with Wano to support Kaido. I don't foresee a Kazuna Legend Big Mom, just because like there's a ton of Big Mom legends in the game, and we very recently got Big Mom and Kaido, and yeah, we'll get another Big Mom legend and stuff down the line and stuff like that, because she's an important character in the story. She's a main antagonist in 2 story arcs, so we're definitely going to get another Big Mom at some point. I just don't foresee like that happening in the Kazuna Clash, but I think King and Queen, like a dual unit King and Queen, would make the most sense. And actually, I just thought of something, Warm Cow. When you contextualize it like this, I think I'm going to put this bet right here. This is my idea for what the Kazuna Legend is going to be, because it's going to support Kaido, right? I just realized they could actually tie it together in with the Egghead stuff supportingly, not buying tags or anything like that. Well, actually with a separate tag. So I think they could do either dual unit King and Queen or Kazuna Legend Queen, because then he would have the connection to Kaido, but he would also have the scientist tag, so he could work in with this Vegapunk batch that came out for the treasure map, and he could also work with the Saturn that came out at Anniversary, because Saturn's also a scientist character, and also tie back into like that Caesar that previously released. So maybe they could go that route with it. If they do, like, I actually like kind of think that would be like the best idea, because I was trying to think of like what other characters could they use to support Kaido, and I was thinking maybe a Black Maria might be kind of cool, because I don't think we don't have a Black Maria character yet where she's using that like that weapon that she had that was like that living weapon, that fire wheel. So I was thinking maybe we could have like a Black Maria legend, Kazuna legend. So that's what I was between, was like King, Queen, now Queen by himself, now I just thought about that, or Black Maria. So I think those are like safe bets for Kazuna. Now they could go a completely different way and just like all that I'm saying could have no consequence. We still don't know the details of Kaido's super evolution, what they're going to do with him. It would be really cool. I would hope that they do this, because V1 Kaido is a fan favorite character. I know it's very rare that they do this, but because he's such a fan favorite character, and it would set a great precedent at the start of the year, I would love it if they gave him a super evolution. And I think most people would like that too, give him super class or super type, either one. And if they did that, I think it would set a great precedent for the start of the year. Oh, God, where was I trying to go with that? Oh, and then they could, like, by giving him a super class or a super type, because here's the thing about V1 Kaido, for people who weren't playing Treasure Cruise when, like, he released, he was just the best fucking character in the game. Like, he focuses on, like, Powerhouse and Strikers, if I'm not mistaken. But you could just throw him on there, and the damage that he outputted, because there was no increased damage taken, your characters didn't have to be Powerhouse or, like, Striker. As long as they could remove whatever debuffs it was, Kaido was probably going to kill the boss for you. You know what I mean? So because of that, like, he really, yeah, he was like, oh, here's his, like, types or classes or whatever. But it was before there was a time there was, like, super tandems, super classes, anything like that. So there wasn't these, like, ties that would bring specific characters together like we have now, like thematic characters. One of the things I love about Treasure Cruise, that's why I really like stuff like Super Tandem, because I think it's fun building teams that actually, you know, make sense or have some kind of like contextual like team between them. So if they added that to Kaido, it would kind of like do something to like justify bringing like King, Queen, Jack, or maybe they do like a Four Emperors thing with him, you know. Who knows? Yeah, it would be really cool if they gave him that. So I think that would be like kind of dope. I'm hoping they do, because this is a fan favorite character. He definitely needs the love and stuff like that. If they want to like keep him as like this like damage lord, because it would be nice if they added like one piece of utility or something to his captain ability. That would be kind of handy. He doesn't really need it in his special. If maybe you just throw like something in there, or if you give him a super type or super class, give him some utility in that. But I'm thinking like maybe make his special just so like ridiculously crazy on damage. That's what I would love to see, where I think it should be totally tag based, or some kind of component about like building a specific team, where if you have like X amount of driven characters, inflict increased damage taken. If you have X amount of like Land of Wano characters, inflict weakened status. And then if you have X amount of, you know, maybe like both, or like if you have a full team of something like really crazy you could go in there. Maybe if it's like if you already have weakened status and increased damage taken, apply set target status. Like, do you know how like cool that would be? Like, yeah, they can put these restrictions on there to like balance it, and that would be fine. That would make sense. But just because like this is a character that historically is so known and beloved for the damage output he was able to bring to the game at the time of his release, why not just like continue like the trend of that and just continue having him just be like this damage lord? Like, I think that would be so cool. Like literally be like if you have like 4 or more, or yeah, like 4 more driven characters, inflict increased damage taken. If you have 4 more Land of Wano characters, weaken status. If you already have both, add a set target status. Like, that would be so sick. Like, that would just be like a really cool way to like just like set him like over the top, or maybe like, because whatever his captain ability is, however it's going to be, you're not going to really want to take 2 of them. As good as his super evolution is going to be, it's not going to be that crazy where you're like, oh my god, I need to take two of these with me. You're probably definitely going to want to hybrid him just because of like numbers today. It could be like I said about the tags and like the classes for the increased damage taken in the weekend, but then for the like set target status, it should be something like it could be something like if the opponent has like normal attacks only, because then that will like at a minimum, everybody knows how good set target status is, so that way like at a minimum, like even if you don't have the tags and you can't inflict like get his all the cool damage stuff that he does because of normal attacks only, you would at least like get set target status from him or something like that. Like, just something really cool like that to add value to the character, I think would be like a lot of fun. But again, expectations versus reality. Like, who knows where Bandai's gonna actually go with it? I'm not getting my hopes up at all that it's gonna be anywhere near like what I said, but I just think that's a cool idea. I think it'd be a cool idea to, like, just in general, like, have a character that could apply like all those like different buffs and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like you could have to jump through the hoops to like get it and stuff like that, but as long as it's not unreasonable, like what we talked about before, chat, like all the stuff you have to jump through to make Dragon, Kuma, and Eva work just made that character not that good. It's like you need, like, if you're gonna put like super strong abilities have like restrictions to be balanced, then as long as like it's balanced in a way where it's feasible and reasonable, then I think it's fair, honestly. And I think Luffy and Bonnie is a perfect example of that. Like, yes, you need 3 characters to trigger their EX, but do you see this batch of characters you get to choose from? Like, just to highlight real quick, all the Straw Hats, Kuma, all the Vegapunks. Well, not all the Vegapunks, not York, obviously. Then Sentomaru, Stussy, Emmett, Dory, Bragi, Kashi, Oimo, which, you know, Dory, Bragi, Kashi, and Oimo, we're going to get more, especially as we're going into Elbath. My boy, Traffy, Hawkins, Killer, you Rogue, my other boy, Kid, Capone, Apu, Diaz. Like, come on, bro. Like, 3 of them, that's kind of easy to throw together. So it's really, really, really cool, like, how Luffy and Bonnie's such a strong character. I don't know if y'all saw Broski's recent tier list, shout out to Broski, but he had them as second best character in the game. I don't know if I would put them over Free Spirit, over 10th Anniversary Ace, I mean. But they're up there. I would definitely say Luffy and Bonnie, I would put them in top 3. I don't know if I would put them in second. It's kind of hard. Like, I'd have to really think about that. I definitely think Zoro and Sanji's the best still. I'm loving using Luffy and Bonnie. But it's just tough because of, like, how good Ace is. Because it's just tough because of how good Free Spirits are in general. And the way that he's such a speed captain for Free Spirits just can't be understated. This is why I love OPTC streams, by the way, because I love, like, getting to, like, just chat while we play. It's not as, like, it's not as intensive, like, a focus as, like, playing a game, or playing, like, streaming anything. Fuck. Y'all know what I mean. Playing something on the PS4 like we usually play. But y'all know the fighting game streams are like this, too. We just haven't got to do one here recently, but the fighting game streams are always pretty chill, too. Alright, let's go ahead and trigger this to remove it. I do want to say, Warm Cow, funny thing is, after you left the stream the other day, we were very, 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 very lucky, dude. Like, you have no idea, bro. We were so lucky. We were able to... We ended up putting all of our Guardian forces on Squall. We ended up... So we put all of our Guardian forces on Squall. You were there when we were trying that to beat Final Fantasy VIII. And we still were just getting hit with more damage. We ended up turning all, like, any items that we could into the best magic that we could. Putting all of our magic on Squall. Junctioning the best magics we could to specific stats. We still couldn't beat them. I think you were there and we did that. But after you left, I was just looking at all the items we had in game because I was like, wait a minute, I have those items that can teach Guardian Forces new abilities. Do we have anything in here that could make it work? And what was killing us from that boss was our HP, our vitality, and our spirit. We just didn't have enough to tank the death hit. And we got so fucking lucky, dude. Like, you have no idea. I had a item that taught one of my Guardian Forces plus 80% your maximum HP. So obviously that helped a lot. We had one that gave us plus 60 spirit. And I think one that gave us plus 40 spirit. So, and one that gave us the ability to use to equip 4 abilities. So we went into the fight with 40% increase in vitality, 40% increase to spirit, 60% increase to spirit, which I think Vitality helped us reduce physical attacks, and Spirit helped us reduce magic attacks. I may be wrong about that, but I think that's what it said. And then a 80% increase to our max HP. And we tanked the death hit, and as soon as we did that, I was like, oh, we won. We're going to beat this boss fight. And you know what's funny was it made our health like 5,900. When we got to the final stage of the boss, she was doing attacks to us that, no joke, and I was like, oh my fucking god, like, I didn't realize it was going to be this close. She was doing attacks to us that was doing 5,700, so we barely had enough to beat the final boss, but we actually did beat Final Fantasy VIII not long after you like left the stream. So that was really exciting. So now on stream, we've fully beat the first 3 SAO games, Final Fantasy VIII, and Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. So that was our 5th game that we've played through. And a great way to start 2026 was by finishing Final Fantasy VIII. So really excited about that. And we are starting Resident Evil Revelations 2 next. Not the next stream. Next stream we're actually jumping back in Fatal Bullet, because I've been pushing back Fatal Bullet trying to finish Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah, then we're going to do some more Fatal Bullet, and we're going to start our Revelations 2 playthrough after we beat Rev 2. I know I said we were going to do Summon Night Swordcraft Story 1 and 2 next, but I think I might play the Stray first, because I don't think it's that long of a game, and I really wanted to play it. And I know it's a really, like, peaceful, like, fun and enjoyable, like, story-driven game. For those of y'all who don't know, that's the game that y'all have probably seen at the Game Awards a couple years ago, where you play as, like, that cat. So we'll play Stray. And, like I said, it's not too long. We might finish it in, like, 2 streams. Depending on how much we get sucked into the story, we might finish it in like 1 stream, but more than likely it'd be like 2 streams. And then after that, we'll do Summon Night Swordcraft Story. So that way you guys are just aware of what we have planned coming up down the pipeline for all the streams and stuff like that. Summon Night Swordcraft Story 1 and 2. I know a lot of people... I know it's kind of 50-50 on people are like, oh, just play 2 or play 1. But I do know that... I do know that with 1 and 2, you actually have different playable characters. So even though 2 has some quality of life improvements and stuff like that, I want to, I still want to play like both of them. Just because like there is the different characters in there you get to play as, and the story isn't like exactly the same. Actually, I don't think the stories are the same. I think it's just the improved gameplay. That I know some people are like, it's the same world, and just there is some quality of life changes. They just kind of skip the first one. Because like the story, I think is like kind of like secondary to the whole thing. It's not like, I think if you started with 2, from my understanding of like, researching the game, I think if you start with 2, you're not missing out on anything like you would be if, say, you just like start playing Golden Sun 2. You know what I mean? Like, you probably need to play Golden Sun 1. Or playing Yakuza 3. You probably need to play 1 and 2 beforehand. It's not like one of those games. So, obviously, we don't have Vegapunk this time. So, we're going to tackle this with a Kuma friend captain. So, we'll show you how, like, that'll work. So, you want to use Kuma here, Luffy Bonnie. Everything's still the same here, obviously, because we were only using Vegapunk on the final stage. So, obviously, you see, since there's no Vegapunk, we had to swap Kid with Dory, so that way we can remove that defense up. I just realized something, chat. Vice Admiral Doll and Bluegrass's sprite is still them as adults. But the artwork is them after they've been hit with Bonnie's Devil Fruit. Is it just me, chat, or is that a little cheap? Bandai, you could have done a little better in that regard. I don't know, chat. That seemed a little lazy to me. So, by using 2 Kumas, yeah, now you see you'll be able to you can still double stack color affinity, and now you can launch Luffy and Bonnie a second time, so that way you can get the 2 conditional buffs. And it's funny, by launching them the second time, you actually now don't need Vice Admiral Dawn and Vice Admiral Bluegrass special to remove the rest of the despair, because they remove it. Like, you can still use their special for extra damage, but I mean, come on. Now we have double stack and conditional buff. I don't think we need that base attack boost. Yeah, base attack boost is one of the more like weaker like buffs you can get. I mean, it's not as bad as like increase crit damage, or the other crit buff. What is it? Increase critical hit chance. Those are probably like the worst like buffs. Their buffs are like, it's structured good in theory. I'll say that. I do think in theory, going with, oh, let's have slashers be related to like crits, I think that's cool, and I think that does make sense in theory. It's just that when so many characters that even at their best performance, or like not their best versions of themselves, it'll be like, does crit damage 70% of the time. You know what I mean? If you hit it perfect. Like, well then like you don't get that bonus. But I think just thematically putting like crit related to slashers and the bypass like barrier potential ability with shooters, I think that makes like sense. I think it's really cool. I think it was kind of like a smart like idea. I definitely like those being like related to those classes more than like the end of turn healing related to fighters that they kind of introduced with like Garp and stuff like that. This was for you, Warm Cow, because I was thinking of this. I know you said like me, you're a Garp fan. I thought it would be kind of cool, like, what if we got, like, a Garp and Kobe dual unit at some point? I think that would be really cool. I think that would kind of do justice for Galaxy Impact Garp. I think that would be a lot of fun. And when Honest Impact Kobe came out, yes, like, everybody, like, loved him and stuff like that. But it wasn't that it didn't still disappoint a few people when he was released. Only because like they made like such a big fuss out of it and it was just a TM legend. I know some people were like really upset about that. So I think like at some point getting a Garp and Kobe dual unit from that like couple episodes at Full of Lead where they do like Honest Impact and Galaxy Impact like together and stuff, I think that'd be really cool because the special animation could show when Garp did Galaxy Impact to Pizarro's like the skull on the island, and when Kobe did it to the hand on the island. I think that would be kind of cool. Because they both, I know because I just watched the episode Saturday from where like I'm having my anime like night and stuff like that, and where I'm at in the One Piece anime. I know like they both did it to Pizarro, like controlling the island, so it would work for like setting it up as a dual unit because they both attacked them. And they're both like together right there on the island because like it's when Garp steps in and gets stabbed by Shiryu. Which that scene was like really cool, like seeing it because obviously it's been a while since I've read it in the manga and I didn't remember if he said that in the manga, but I thought it was cool that like Kobe was like, oh my gosh, like I'm sorry, like Vice Admiral Garp, like you got hurt because of me. And I like how Garp just like tells him like, don't kid yourself, Kobe, like he was aiming, his whole intention was to get me, like he knew by targeting you he was going to get me. So I thought that was like really funny that like Kobe like felt bad and Garp was like, yeah, thanks, but actually, bro, I'm the one he wanted to get. Oh, I gotta remember to tap with like Luchikaku first because they're like not gonna be like as strong. Well, actually, it is well when Vegapunk's there, they're not gonna get buffed by Vegapunk because I think unless I'm tripping. I might be wrong when I say this. I thought Luffy and Bonnie is a rainbow captain. No, they're not. They're only Int, Free Spirit, Cerebral. They don't have that built into their captain ability that like some other characters have where it says boost all other classes by. I thought they at least boosted everyone else by like a 4 or something like that. I don't know why I thought that. So once you get here, you can use Morley and Karasu special first because they do have that plus buff that will enhance other abilities. I don't know if we'll get any of those abilities specifically triggered. Like we'll look and see. No, they don't enhance conditional buff. They don't enhance attack buff. I know it's like 4 things they enhance, but they're all like weird. They do buff weakened though. Or not weakened, why do I keep saying weakened? They buff chain also. Class advantageous, so they did increase the damage on that. I can't check what it is, but so we'll tap with Luchikaku first because they're going to do like no damage, and then yeah, we go into Super Tandem, tap with Saturn last. So if you can't get a Vegapunk friend captain, I would run it that way with Morley and Karasu because as you saw, like you don't need Luffy and Bonnie's EX for that specific fight. So it's best to use Morley and Karasu because they'll buff those 2 buffs that you saw, as well as since they're a TM legend that resists special reverse, they'll provide you more points. Like yeah, you could take the TM legend Koala and she does buff free spirits, but in my opinion you just get more out of Morley and Karasu, in my opinion. Like yeah, Koala you'll get like color affinity, so you could potentially double stack color affinity with like Kuma there, but I would just rather stick with them since they're like cerebral and free spirit focused and dex also they buff, so you can at least get, you know, a little bit of damage out of Luchikaku. Like yeah, Koala's dex also, but I don't know, I just feel like they're just worth it more. I would say if someone on the team actually had a rush, then I would say like probably Koala's better because like she provides like healing and stuff like that. But since that's not the case, like that's what I'm gonna go with them. And like I told you, if you don't have Morley and Karasu, you don't have Koala, and you can't find any other Vegapunk friend captains, there is a absolute ton of captains that do resist special reverse, so you can just you can easily find one that'll fit like the team. Obviously Uta is a really good one because she'll give you an attack and orb buff too, for so many turns and stuff like that. So Uta is a good option that you can go with. V1 like int cerebral striker Uta, that one. This is versus Doll and Bluegrass, so yeah, this is the one where we need Kuma, right? God, I hope so. I was talking so much there, couldn't remember. But if you want to trigger like Luffy and Bonnie's EX for some reason, like I said, you can't find any of those for points, so you just want to get the most damage you can out of it. Probably Law and Beppo. Female Law and female Beppo would be the best bet that I would go with in that regard, because they're int, they're cerebral, and they'll trigger Luffy and Bonnie's EX. So hope that hope those suggestions like help you guys. And hopefully y'all have like some good luck with your runs. And with the tickets that you win in the treasure map, I'm really hoping with the tickets, gosh, I just want that Dex Garp. I still don't have that Dex Garp. I really want him to pair with Ace and Kizaru. I really want to like try that team out together and stuff like that. Alright, EX. This is such a fun, like, duo to use. Luffy, Bonnie, and Kuma. And it's so funny that, like, they're so damn good, especially in the way that, like, Kuma works as a crewmate, that you get his EX literally, like I showcased in my team breakdown video, by only having Luffy, Bonnie. You do not need anyone else on Kuma's list, because it's counting, yeah, there's Jewelry Bonnie, and yeah, there's one character that's a Luffy, because it's like the way it's wrote, it's not like the three characters that Luffy and Bonnie need, where it says like dual units count as one or anything like that. And this is a fake dual unit anyway, because normally it'd be like you get like one per character, like whatever. So it's really cool, like, they really are that damn strong, because even if you don't build for Luffy and Bonnie's EX, like, if you just take them and Kuma, you get access to Kuma's super EX, which is the important one, because it allows for the double special launch. They're just so fun to use, like. I honestly, chat, like, I really don't know or remember, like, I used them in, like, I used their specials in the wrong order, I see, because I didn't get the double conditional buff, but it's no problem with the damage we're getting. I don't remember, chat, on launch, like, 2 debuting legends that are meant to work together, so like they're meant to work together that are this much fun. It's been a long time, like, since I could remember one where they're just so immediately like fun to use together. I really don't know. Think of ones that came out like right at the same time. Like, yeah, the 10th anniversary characters are really cool to use all 4 of them together, the 3 10th anniversary characters plus like the Roger. But they were structured in such a way that, yeah, they could work together that way, and did, but they were made to, like, each highlighted kind of their own teams, and Roger was the glue to pull them together, or so we thought, and then we realized how busted Zoro Sanji was. Nice nav chart, hopefully it'll work. But I don't remember having so much fun with 2 characters, with 2 legends that came out together, that just like meld so well together. And I can hear Haley's in there getting in shit. Haley? Haley? What you doing in there? I don't have to get up and go check on her chat. I know she's like trying to open like the dresser drawer in there. If she opens it, it's no big deal. That's just a rainbow card to land on. Just go this way so we can at least get the points of like fight and judge. I'd rather steering wheel because we might be able to am I aiming for points with... Am I aiming for spots with points, encounters, or chest? So... I would say... With the modern treasure map... Because obviously, like, now the past treasure map doesn't matter. We're never going to go back to it. With how treasure map is now... I think that, so this is what I always prioritize is damn, I'm like drawing a blank. Stamina refill spots. So like the bento boxes, I prioritize where those are. So obviously, like say like we're on a normal map, we start the roll. The first thing I do is I try and land on a treasure bird. After I land on a treasure bird to make sure I get the intrusion fight, then I see, and I only say that because some have just 5 in a row that you're going to land on anyway. Some you see it has where like branch, where like half of them will be over here, half will be over here. So obviously that determines which route you're going to go for you. So after I secure my treasure bird, I then look to see where the stamina refill spots are. And I try to make my way towards them. Because obviously if you land on the bento box, you get to keep playing more. So those are what I prioritize first, without having to like wait for your stamina to come back. I mean, or spend a gem or anything like that. Leave, go level up, and come back. So I prioritize that first. After that, with how the modern treasure map is, then I prioritize encounters just to again get the points, because now with this current treasure map, you're not in a situation where you have to fight everyone, and by not fighting everyone, you don't get all those points every round that you used to get. So you could never encounter any and just only do the intrusion in the boss fight, but you're not really making your fight that much faster, your treasure map run that much faster, because it's a very quick animation when you land on an encounter just to get those points. So like, why not head towards them? And I feel like fighting the encounters, you get more than you would landing on point spaces. Then after that, I would prioritize, for me, chest, and then points. Because yeah, the point spaces are nice and they're good and they're handy, but because the treasure map points you get is exponential with each run, and the point spaces, they do increase with each run too, it's just the actual fights themselves are always just so much more. So that's the hierarchy that I prioritize them on. Card spaces are also helpful too, because with cards, if you can get the steering wheel cards or nav charts, those to me are the most valuable, because the nav charts will obviously raise your treasure map level to then help you just jump higher up into like getting more points. And then the steering wheel ones, to me, I like saving them to try and get guaranteed stamina refills. So that's why I threw out that pistol one, to get the have that 100% guaranteed to roll like a 4 or whatever it was. So that's my theory on like treasure map, and that's how I rate both the cards and like the way that I try and navigate the map, if that makes sense. Where was I trying to go? So that's my general idea with it. But again, it's one of those things where I don't feel like there's any wrong answer that people could do. If that's just how I look at it, and that's why I think would probably be the best avenue to go across. Also, I hope you're Wormcow, I wish you a lot of luck in this treasure map with your drops and treasure chests, by the way, because I remember from the conversation we had prior that you said you really needed to get limit break materials and stuff like that. So I'm wishing you the best of luck. I hope you were able to farm up like a good bit of them and stuff. Because I remember our prior conversation, you mentioning that before. I heard you in there tearing stuff up. Am I gonna have to go clean anything up? Haley, am I gonna have to go clean some up? I know you didn't knock anything over. I know you're just trying to open that drawer. Seem like you're really excited. God, I forgot Morley and Karasu had a final tap. Because I'm like 90% sure it's one of those fucking terrible ones that like base attack boost. Gotten a good amount so far, just hit 10 million points earlier. Nice. Very, very good. So you must have started playing like the TM earlier. Because I see right now I'm at just over quarter of the way there. Did you get anything good with your tickets? Hopefully, hopefully so. I'm really hoping I get that Garp. I gotta see who all's available in the tickets to see which legends I'm missing. But I know Garp's like the glaring omission because I really want him. So we have that stamina refill not too far from us, and we have 2, 3, and 4 guaranteed rolls. I think we're like 5 away, unfortunately. Damn. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're 5 away. Well, if we're lucky, maybe we'll roll a 5 and just save them. Of course, I got a 4. We'll go this way because after we attack Stussy, we have that guaranteed 4, so we'll go this way instead. I got something that I didn't own, like Big Mom versus Kaido. Oh, that like Wano Big Mom versus Kaido. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's good. You got something that you were like missing though, because it's always great to like. It's great for filling out like your legend box. You never know like when you could use certain characters, and there's a good bit of legends that are just handier and important to have for like supports that they have too. So yeah, it's always good to like pick up new ones. And with your collection status too, because remember like every 5 legends you get of each type plus dual units, or the where it'll say like other, and I think that might count dual units and versus units. You'll get 5 rainbow gems. Good girl. I know we're going to get a lot more rainbow gems soon once the story mission resets is added into the game. I don't know when. It's supposed to be coming soon. I just don't know. I don't think they put a date on it. I know they just said it would be coming up. So that'll be a lot of like free gems and stuff like that. Not scared of that wind, Haley? I see you smiling. Hey. I see you smiling. Scratching your little nose. Alright, I need to make sure I use these in like the right order to get this double special launch. So yeah, then we can use Kuma, then Luffy Bonnie. Okay, now with their EX, then the other Kuma will get double stacking conditional buffs. That's where I messed up last time. I hear it, at least windy out there. I think that was the tree like getting blown against either the window or the roof, one of the two. Thank you so much. That's really nice of you, Haley. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and cook the Vice Admirals. Thank you so much, Haley. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That's really nice. That iced coffee I had was good, chat. I ain't even on front. Had me a like some carton coffee in there, International Delight. It was caramel macchiato flavor, but I had some Twix powder that I mixed into it. It's really, really, really good. I'm not a chocolate flavored coffee person. I don't like mocha like at all. I gotta wait 2 minutes for mine. Get that one stamina back that I need. So we'll go like do our free ship upgrade and level up a character and shit. Close amount of leveling up in general. Not too far actually. Thank you, Haley. That's really nice of you. Well, what do you know? We didn't get our ship upgraded. Do you have a lot of ships up at level 12 yet, Warm Cow? Takes forever if you're just doing it for free, but if you don't do it for free, it takes just mad resources. Is Morley and Crossy, do I have an extra of them? I do. I'm going to just level them up, why not? It's funny, like I maxed all my like cola that I had. So every time I max my cola, I go ahead and I like level up a ship so I can just start getting some more. Haven't even locked a lot of the ships. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not even that big of a deal. 19 times out of like 20, as long as you have like the Hoei ship or the whale shark ship in general, like you can clear most shit. Hoei is the only one you have at 12. Did you get both of the modifications for it, or you just have it at level 12? Girl. Yeah, not too long ago, right before the batch came out, before we even like knew what the batch was going to be in their stats and stuff, I got I maxed my cola, so I had to level up another ship. So I ended up, funny enough, I was trying to pick out like which one I was going to level up, and I saw like, because I had most of the rainbow ones done, so I saw the Hoei ship, and I was like, man, Hoei used to be good. Or not Hoei, Zunisha, I mean. I was like, man, Zunisha was that ship back in the day, and like I love cerebral characters in general, and you know Powerhouse is good too. I was like, let me just let's see like what it'll give, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll go ahead with Zunisha. And then it was just funny that like here came all these cerebral characters, so I got like lucky there. 355, so I don't have the mods. Well, you have at least one, because yeah, if you're 5/5, you have whatever the first one is. You just don't have the second one, which I think the second one on Hoei was 2 turns of cooldown. But you at least have the first one. I only have a few that have like all the modifications, like maybe 3. Oh, you need all 4. Yeah, you're right. Minimum all 4. I thought it was, no, you're 100%. I started thinking it was like 3 5s or 2 5s. No, you're right. Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's my bad. That was my misinformation. This is versus Vegapunk, so we need more Land Karasu. No, you're right. You're right. It is. It's all 4s and then all 5s is how you unlock them. Here's that special stage I was talking about where she charges all specials. It was Stussy, it wasn't Big Mom. But they did have it where you could still fight the turtles on there. So, like I said, I didn't know if you would be able to. So that's why I was like, I don't know if using Saturn on turn 1 will work. Because there has been TMs in the past where they just, if it's a special stage, you'll just completely bypass this one. Like, they'll just drop the rainbow chest and then, like, be gone. But no, so Saturn would still work on turn 1, even on the special stage. But like I said, Saturn just removes the debuffs also that you get, the paralysis and the attack down. So for me, I'm fine with using what I have with like Luchikaku here and stuff like that. And obviously for like you'd already be at 10 million, like whatever you have, whatever you're rocking with specifically is working, you know what I mean? Alright, we can go ahead and I'll say this, man, Luffy, Bonnie, and Kuma, they're making a strong case of like, I'm not going to, not yet, like, I'm gonna hold the line on it, but like, they make a strong case, chat, for put your Super Tandem and Super Tandem Boost tablets into them, like, that's how damn good they are. I'm not going to. I'm going to hold off on it, but they make a strong case. Now that all these new characters have came out, and it's been so long since I've even looked at, attempted, or checked, I actually need to take another look at, like, Grand Voyage. See if I can, like, clear any. Speaking of, like, getting, like, gold tablets and stuff. And we'll go ahead and prop Dory. God, that's on my eye. Probably because Haley's up here. I'm telling you, if after the stream, if she's still like being all friendly like this, which probably won't be because I'm done streaming. I'm gonna go ahead and like brush her because she needs that. I haven't got to brush her here in a little bit. Alright, now that we got at least 3 million, let's go ahead and let's go super evolve Vice Admiral Dahl in Bluegrass. Don't need to power them up, but I want to check like where they are to limit break them, because I've been letting them get the free mastery just by using them. It's like I didn't need any of their stuff right now. Here we go, limit break. No, they can go a little bit further for their mastery and stuff. We'll jump back into it then. I'd love to see the vids on Grand Voyage with new characters. Hopefully I could use the same teams. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, that's what I wanted to check out and see with how strong Luffy and Bonnie and Kuma are. And with them being same type, same class, I wanted to see, like, has anybody been able to make use of them in some Grand Voyages and stuff like that? Because I've barely cleared any Grand Voyages, I'm not even gonna lie. But because I barely cleared any, there's been so many characters that's come out since I've like done any in the past, so. Where is the stamina refill at? Way up there, is that the only one? Yes, it is. That is the only stamina refill, so we'll make our way that way. We have a 3 and a guaranteed 2. So this one, we need to use Kuma. I was like, who did I use here? God, I remembered, and we need to use the other team. Because otherwise we would have game overed right there. Not being able to remove, not having anything to remove the defense up. Alright, so Kuma first. Here's Bonnie. Hope y'all guys are enjoying the winter anime season starting. Loved the first 2 episodes of new season JJK and the first episode of Fire Force. That first episode of Fire Force really like threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it to go like that route there, where Shinra like his personality like changed and he was like he didn't know. That actually really caught me off guard. I was not expecting that at all. And the first episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes was good, but like nothing like really happened in the episode. But it was just like exciting to be back watching Vigilantes, I guess you'd say. But in retrospect, like when the episode ended, I was like, nothing really happened here other than like we went to Osaka. like all it did was just set up like the setting, which is fine. I was just happy like it's back. It was, I will say this, it was cool though when they first got to Osaka and it's like showing like panning over the city and stuff to show like that it was Osaka. I thought it was really cool that like famous like big like billboard or whatever it is of like the marathon runner like run through a tape over there near like that bridge in Shotenbori. I don't know which bridge it is. I don't know if it's the Ebisu Bridge or a different one, but of that marathon runner, it was instead like for their world, it was like All Might, and he was like running with his arms up. Dude, I got so excited when I saw that because I was like, oh my god, like that was so cool and like what a fun like little thing to do to show yes, this is Osaka, but it's also like a little. It kept it in their universe and stuff like that. It was really cool. I actually got really excited when I saw that. That like little thing like made me like really happy. %, for 1 or 3. Get rid of 3 because there's a chance I could roll like lower. I'd rather like try the nav chart for more points. There you go. Made the right choice. But obviously, like I said, not everything I can watch immediately just because like I have my own anime schedule and block that I watch things on, but also because of some stuff I'm waiting for the dub on to begin before I start watching and stuff like that. But like once I finish Peacemaker Korigane, I'm gonna start Blue Miburo Season 2. I'm just waiting on whenever the damn dub starts of MF Ghost to start it immediately, and the dub of Hell's Paradise. As soon as it starts, I'm going to start both of those immediately. Because it's funny, it's like I have the open space for them. I'm just waiting for the dubs of them. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll go do some daily stuff while we let like some stamina refill. I think I'm gonna watch that not anytime soon. Maybe after Blue Miburo, maybe it'll be the next historical fiction I watch. But I'm definitely wanting to watch. We'll do this Rare Recruit poster we got. Why not? I might watch that anime because I really like historical fictions, especially like Japanese historical fictions, because I look up and read about and study like Japanese history like on my own just for fun. So I might watch that one about like Edo period like firefighters. But to me that sounds interesting. I know it's not for everybody, but it does sound interesting to me. I think it'd be like probably like cool and stuff like that to watch. It's I can't remember the name of it, it's a new one that's like going on like right now. For this season. I need to go add it to my watch list on Crunchyroll. Golden Kamuy also, I forgot, I gotta wait till the dub comes out, but like, I still have not got any damn answers like, about the damn movies. Like, so like the closest thing I saw is from like someone living in Japan saying the same like something, and again like it's just one person's hearsay, so like maybe it's wrong or whatever, but saying something like, yeah, when the season started, like either the day before the season started or the same day the season started, they also showed the like part of the Sapporo beer arc first movie, like in the episode 4. Like they're breaking up the movies into like episodes, but it wasn't like the episode start season or something like that. So I'm like, so you do need to see the Sapporo beer arc before you see the season? Like, remember there was like no clear answer as to if the movies, because the way that like the anime company made it sound with all their new releases and stuff like that, like made it seem like, oh, these movies, if you miss them, like then this first episode of the season, like you'll miss out on that information. Like it's going to start the next story arc. And then from hearing like, okay, they are showing the movies, but they're breaking them up episodically in addition to the season, then that just confirmed me like, okay, so they are different. They're not the same, because there was people that were trying to say like, no, the movies are like the first couple episodes of the final arc, but it was never said in official channels so I have no idea. All I know is like the way it's looking like, it might be a while before I get to watch the final season of Golden Kamuy, because obviously like I'm waiting for the dub, but I also have to wait for these movies to be released. In case, and for what it is looking like, and for what it sounds like, they are different. They're not the same as the episodes in the anime, so I have to wait for like all that to be released in English. I know some people out there are probably like, well, just if you want to see like anything so bad, like why not watch it subbed and then go back and watch it like dubbed? And there are some stuff that I watch in both languages, like Fire Force or Dr. Stone. I'm watching like both languages, but it's just that there's some stuff where it's like I've seen the entirety of it in this one language specifically. For whatever reason, I don't want to like just then switch over just for the sake of seeing it. Like I don't mind waiting. Like I'm a very like patient person. I'm a delayed gratitude or delayed satisfaction kind of person. Like y'all know I collect Pokemon cards. When I buy like a box of Pokemon cards or something, I'll open like only one pack, even if it's a box of like 6. And I'll just wait and I'll open the other packs like over time. Like I like saving them for like rainy days, just have something to look forward to and stuff like that. So no, I don't mind waiting for like the dub of Golden Kamuy and stuff like that. Sub only for you. No, I get that. I respect that. I think like more power to you. Like however you want to enjoy the content, like hey, more power to you. Like as long as like, you know, you're not putting anybody else down. Like you saying sub only for you, like you're not. I know you've run into people like this, Warren Cower, seen them online where they're like, oh, if you watch dub anime, then you don't really even like anime, or like, you know what I mean? So like, you took the like, I'll say this, normal person approach of saying like, hey, here's my preference. Where other people in this dub versus sub argument, which it shouldn't even be an argument, will say like, my way is right and your way is wrong. So like, shout out to you, Warm Cow, for always just being just a great person, like very level-headed, always like really great to like chat with you and stuff like that. Oh my god, so as I'm gassing you up, then you're gonna say something like that. Just delete everything I said from the record then. It just depends on me. Like I'll watch either or. Like I said, there's some shows I'll watch both. Like I'll watch Dr. Stone, for example, in both sub and dubbed. But I totally like the sub better than the dub, because I don't know who the blue hell thought this was a good idea, but I hate the direction, not the voice acting, the direction for Gen's character, because I don't know why the director / the people that translated the script said for Gen, because he doesn't do this in the sub, for the English version said, yeah, what if you spoke in Pig Latin? Dude, that drives me up a wall. Like, I don't know why they did that, and like that severely hurts the Dr. Stone dub. But then stuff like Fire Force, I like the subbed and the dubbed. Blue Exorcist, I love the sub and the dubbed. But then there's certain things where I can only watch like one or the other. Like Mobile Suit Gundam 00 is my favorite dub ever, and in my opinion, it's the best dub I've ever seen in my life. I know people will gas up Cowboy Bebop all the time. They'll gas up Trigun, and like, understandably, those are good dubs. But like, if you do like dub anime, I highly recommend you watch Gundam 00, because the way the script is written is so fantastic, and it's not just the way the script is written, it's the direction and the performances of every character. I have never watched anything where I've said so many times, like a character will say something and I'll go, good line. Like, or I'll like, somebody will say something and I'll like be like, wow. Like, the script was wrote so well, and the performances and the direction and their deliveries was so well that, like, I was just blown away. Like, in addition to, like, the story itself is phenomenal. Like, I think, and this is not a hot take, I know I'm a hot take person, Mobile Suit Gundam 00, I think, is the best Gundam series, period. And I know most Gundam fans have it in their top 3, and most of those people, they have it at number 3. So it really blew me away. It's a great dub for anyone who does like dubbed anime. Like, I highly recommend checking it out. It's phenomenal. But yeah, there's certain stuff where it's like I can only watch it one or the other. So like I said, I love historical fiction anime. So anything that's historical fiction or even slightly rooted in Japanese history or Japanese like culture, like certain stuff, even if it's not a historical thing, I can only watch subbed because I need to get in that mindset. So a perfect example is like, I want to like feel that connection to it. So like right now, like watching Peacemaker Korogane, it's a historical fiction. It does have a dubbed, but I'm only watching the subbed version because I want to feel that like connection to the history of it, since it's a story about like the Bakamatsu and Shinsengumi, stuff like that. So another perfect example of like, even if it's not a historical thing, but Japanese like cultural style thing, delinquent characters are my favorite characters, period. It's my favorite archetype. So anything about like delinquent, I'll watch subbed only because I want to get in that mindset of like feeling like that kind of like just the authenticity of like a Japanese gang and like the feeling of it. So Tokyo Revengers is a great example. It has a dubbed. I only watch the subbed. Windbreaker is a great example. It has a dub, but I only watch the sub because I want to be in that like mentality and feeling that authenticity. So that way it feels like genuinely like I really am immersing myself in Japan. City Hunter is a great example. The City Hunter movies are dubbed. I only watch City Hunter subbed because like I want that feeling of like really being in the 80s in Japan. So that's like my take on it. It just depends on the different stuff. Obviously I started in dub 2 with Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, but after that it's been only sub and can't go back. I think there's just too many bad dubs. I can get that, definitely. There are some where like I try and be a real positive person, so I won't say there's so many like I won't say there. I try to be a positive person. I try to take the high road. Yes, there are bad ones, but I would like to say like they're not as authentic, or not as. We'll just say it like that, because I don't want to put something down and just say they're outright bad. Yes, there are bad ones, yeah. But I try and be like, I try and put a positive spin on stuff, like, you know how I am and stuff like that. But no, I don't blame anybody for watching, like, either way, however they want. But it's just, for me, like, it's just all a feeling about the show and stuff like that. Like, MF Ghost, like, I wanted to watch the dub of it because not all of Initial D is dubbed, but what is dubbed of Initial D is good. And I actually really like the dub of MF Ghost. They do a good job because these characters are from different nationalities. Like Kanata is British, so he has a British voice actor. Yeah, he's speaking English, but he has a British accent. And Beckenbauer, being German, he has an appropriate accent even though he's speaking English. So it's really like, I was happy that like the dub kind of kept that in there. You know what I mean? It was really cool. I just think a lot of the Japanese lingo and the way they talk comes off a bit weird in English, just like how the culture is. Funny you say that, because I was just about to highlight this about absolutely, like there is certain things that cannot be. I think, now this is my interpretation of it, I think being an English speaker and being autistic, it's already hard for me to understand tone sometimes. And for me to understand, like, if somebody says something to me, I'll have to outright ask them, even if it seems obvious to someone else. I'll have to say, like, well, what do you mean? And it's just because, like, I don't understand tone or, like, implied meanings or stuff like that just because of my autism. So I have to ask people that sometimes. So, funny enough, when I'm watching subbed anime, a perfect example of this is Tokyo Revengers, if you've ever seen it. But the way Hanma and Kazutora talk, and you've probably, even if you haven't seen Tokyo Revengers, you've probably seen this in other anime, Warm Cow, where anime characters a character will talk in an anime, and the subtitle will say what they said, and it'll have like a heart in the subtitle, like in the caption, or like a star in the caption or something like that. And it kind of denotes like the tone that they put on that word, like a playfulness to it, or like a joking like way to it, or a lightheartedness to it. And I get that when, yeah, you've seen it a while back though. Yeah, so you do know what I'm talking about. So a great example is Kazutora in Tokyo Revengers and Hanma. They're both very like, they are kind of have a little bit of a lighthearted jokingness to them, even though like it is a delinquent anime. It is focused on like gang fights and stuff like that. The kind of like Majima in Yakuza is like that too in the way he talks. He has a little bit of a playfulness to them, even though like this is a bad person. And there's one moment where Kazutora and God, what was his name? The other guy. I don't want to spoil Tokyo Revengers because it's so good, but there's another specific character. But him and Kazutora, they were going to go break into a motorcycle shop. And the lock was broken, because obviously, like, you lock up your shop. So the one character, he's like a really straight, like, just normal delivery character. So he's like, oh, the door's locked. And Kazutora, like, the subtitle says, like, let's break it, but it has like a heart in the subtitle, so you know he said that with like kind of a playful tone, even though like that is a bad thing. Like I say, he's talking about breaking into a store, and he had like a smile when he said it. So it's funny, like you saying that like a lot of Japanese lingo and the way they talk comes off a bit weird in English, just like with how like culture is and stuff like that. I totally get that, because that specific eccentricity I lose if I watch dubbed. So like, again, I don't watch the dub of Tokyo Revengers, but if I did, I wouldn't pick up on stuff like that as much from the character, because for me, knowing English, even if I don't pick up the tones, I'm focusing on hearing the words that they said, and I can't read tone like that with my autism. So being able to see in the caption, like that heart or that star, it lets me know, okay, I understand this tone is trying to be like playful, even though what they said was like a little bit like, it wasn't like, it was more of a serious thing. And it's not always used in that kind of like aspect. Sometimes like characters will say it and it will be like a playful thing or stuff like that. But it's just funny, like, I can pick up on that stuff. So that is one benefit that, like, it is rare that they do it in anime. It's not something you see often, but it is something that, like, I do, like, notice and am aware of just because of, like, my autism, like, making it hard for me to, like, understand tone sometimes. And there's a God. There was a what was that one show that I watched recently within the past like year, where you talking about like how Japanese lingo and stuff like sometimes it like gets lost and stuff like that. There was this really interesting joke, and I'm gonna get wrong because I don't speak Japanese and stuff like that, but I was watching this anime and this English speaker showed up in the anime and he was like, oh, I love like Japanese culture, like I'm otaku and stuff like that or whatever. So he was trying to speak Japanese and he said something like it's a nice mustache or something. Like he said something mustache. And I looked, this was back when Crunchyroll had comments. That was a great time period. And someone did comment on, they said, what the hell? Like, why did he say like this here? And someone who was a native Japanese speaker said like, hey, I live in Japan, I'm a native Japanese speaker. Him saying that in English was him trying to say this Japanese word of, it was something like ikadakamasta. It was something that like he said like it's a nice mustache, and the actual word was like ikadaki, like it had like a lot of those syllables in there, but it was like off, so you could tell like he mispronounced what he was trying to say, and they said like which means this in Japanese, and what it was that he was trying to say did make sense for the scene. But I didn't get that joke because I'm not a native Japanese speaker, so I didn't know the word he was trying to say. So it's funny that like I totally get what you're saying, like losing stuff like that in the context, stuff like that. I was just watching a video the other day about breaking down a Japanese video game that's never been translated in English, and it was talking about like the person that was breaking down the video, like they know Japanese, so they were like, yeah, in Japanese this is like a mispronunciation, the character is trying to say that, but of course in English these words are totally different, so you wouldn't get that mispronunciation. So it does show, like you said, a lot of jokes are like lost and stuff when they're transferred over. The classic one is in Tenchi Muyo, like what's that Tenchi Muyo about? Like the first one was the first one is about like Senya, not Tenchi. GXP. Oh god, Tenchi GXP. I love Tenchi Muyo, but GXP is pushes me. Pushes my butt. I do not like GXP. I like the Paradise arc, the recent one. I can't wait till another season comes out, but I did not like the original GXP. But there is the great joke in there that is definitely lost in English, where apparently like gold in Japanese, the word for gold and the word for shit are so close that they're off by like either a syllable or something like that. And this character that was supposed to be like so great and stuff and have so much like class and think he's better than everybody else, like his spaceship was named like something, he was trying to name it something, and it had like, it was supposed to say like gold like on the like mast, like really huge, like on the spaceship so everybody saw or whatever, and it said shit like instead, because they're like so close. So again, you would lose that in English because gold and shit sound nothing alike to us. So I totally get what you're saying, Warm Cow. I have a deep, yes, I am an otaku, but I have a deep love and respect for Japanese culture. Like I said, I study Japanese culture for fun in like my spare time and stuff like that, and Japanese history and stuff, just because like I have nothing but respect for their culture and country, and I find their history so fascinating and everything, their mythologies, everything. Like I have nothing but the utmost respect for them. And it's so interesting in like the way like they use words and stuff like that, and the stake and reverence they put in words and stuff. It's always been fascinating to me. Like, you want to, and they still do this today in a lot of practices. They were talking about this in the video I watched yesterday, that you would want to, there's some beliefs of like naming your child a specific name for the amount of brush strokes it would take for the kanji, because they believe in like lucky numbers and unlucky numbers. So you would have to factor in your family's surname with their first name to make sure that the brush strokes came out together to be this like favorable number and stuff like that. So I thought that was like really interesting. It reminded me of this story I read where Emperor Go-Daigo, I believe it was, I'm sure others did too, but where Emperor Go-Daigo, he would honor and award people. So he would like kind of get away with giving them praise without giving them money or land, like you would give people when they would have like military success back then. They would award them, okay, so I'll give you like X amount of like land, or I'll like give you this title in the court and stuff like that. So I don't know if people did this before Emperor Go-Daigo. I'm sure they did it afterwards. But he would do this thing where he would give people a kanji from his like name, and he would say like, that's you being commended for what you did in that battle and stuff like that. And like, yeah, it is an honor and stuff like that, since he was the emperor, to say like, wow, like what a cool like, you know, honor that I received from him. But at the same time, I've seen where historians have said like, this was like a really great like ploy and tactic by him, because he got that person's favor, because they thought like, wow, like that's cool, the emperor honored me by giving me a portion of his name. But by doing that, he also gave them tangibly nothing. He didn't have to give up land, and he didn't have to give up money. So like historians say like they think like he had like ulterior motives with that, and he was just being like very like frugal and shrewd with like divvying up land and spending like monetary rewards. It's very interesting. Like I guess what I'm trying to say here is like, yes, I'm an otaku and stuff like that, but I do just have just a love of their culture and like looking into like their history and examining everything in general. Long story short. Again, chat, I hope y'all get something out of these streams like I do, because they do a lot for me with like making me like feel good and like cheering me up and stuff like that. So I hope y'all get something out of it too. Maybe at least one of y'all learned that I said about Emperor Go-Daigo today. Maybe one of y'all thought like, oh, that is pretty interesting. Warm Cow, how do you feel about when you're playing when you play games? Do you like playing them like if they have the option then for multi-language tracks in games, do you play them like with the Japanese track also? But I do know you said like you jump around like between like a lot of different games and stuff like that. Wow, you're finally getting comfy, Haley? She must be getting tired from like the zoomies and stuff like that. Or maybe not. Now I see she like stopped kneading. Cause for me it's kind of in the same vein. I know like the first Yakuza game, even though I haven't played it yet. I know it has like a dub, but there's no way in hell I would play the dub of that. Like, I want to be contextually like engrossed in that. I don't know if there's a dub for Sleeping Dogs, but I would want it to be. I know, of course, that's Chinese, not Japanese, but I would want to be like engrossed in like the feeling, like the authenticity, the genuineness of like feeling like in that. A great example of that that isn't anime is the movie Prey, which I highly recommend. The Predator film, because I think there's other movies like called Prey, I'm sure. Prey. It has the option where you can watch it in an English dub, or you can watch it in the, and I don't know which tribe it was, so I'm not gonna just pick any and like be wrong. So I will say you can watch it in the Native American dialogue, and I watched it in that version to have like the authenticity of it, to hear that actual tribe's dialogue. It was very cool. I highly recommend watching the movie that way. It definitely, I couldn't imagine watching the English dub of it. I'm glad they did that for people, for like accessibility and stuff like that. So because some people, like, they may not be able to read subtitles or stuff like that, and it's just easier for them to hear, and I understand. I would like just the movie to be available to people to like watch, so I'm glad they had both options there, because it definitely added to it. It was really cool. Same thing with the series Shogun. I watched the regular version of it, so there was a lot of like both. There was English in it, but there was a lot of Japanese, obviously. But I did see they did have an English dub of it. I can't wait till season 2 of Shogun comes out. I'm actually really excited about that. I don't know how long it's going to be till it comes out, but hopefully sooner rather than later. I'd like to see it. Good girl, Haley. That's a good girl. I love you very much. Your whiskers have gotten really long, it looks like. They've been growing so much. Yeah, look how... Your whiskers did not used to be that long. You know, I wonder if that's like... As they get older, they grow longer? I don't know. Oh, I love you too, Haley. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. I'm also happy, chat, because this will be such a big stressor removed from my like mind, weight off my shoulders when it happens. But I'm almost done getting caught up with all the overtime and stuff I have to get done. I think I only have 4 hours left of it to do, so in the next couple of days I should be done with all that overtime and be fully caught up. That makes me really happy. I also don't know if I told y'all, chat, but I with like since like Christmas and stuff, with stuff I got for Christmas, I've been, well, actually I did put it on Twitter if anybody saw it, but I've started making my first ever Yu-Gi-Oh deck, so I'm pretty excited about that. Trading card shop I go to get Pokemon cards is only 5 minutes from here, and they have, that's where my local FGC meets also. And y'all know me, I'm a very shy person and stuff like that, but I wanted to not just go do like the FGC stuff if I get, you know, need a break from like playing fighting games or anything like that. I also wanted, you know, just another reason to be out there and something else to enjoy. So I got my got myself a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and just gotta get it like sleeved and get some additional extra cards for it. But I got a Red Dragon, the Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck, because I'm a big Jack Atlas fan. So I'm gonna get one more copy of the structure deck just so I can have like 2 of all the synchro monsters at least, and some of the resonators and stuff like that, spells and traps. And then I'm gonna pick up just some other Red Dragon Archfiend support that isn't in the deck, like Red Familiar and stuff like that. I think like what is it, Red Dragon Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, I don't think that card's in there, so I'm gonna get a copy of it. And of course, like a big catalyst for this was all the Red Dragon Archfiend support that's coming out in March in the US. I know it's going to be released this month, I think, in Japan. That Blazing Dominion one. So I think like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I got to get the I still have to get the deck box, the game mat, and the inner sleeves. I have 1 copy of the star deck, some of the additional cards, separate cards I needed, and I have some Red Nova Dragon card sleeves already. And I did get a Red Nova Dragon, but it's ordered. It just hasn't been delivered yet. I got a Red Nova Dragon Field Center card too. Actually, off the top of my head, I can't remember if it was Red Nova Dragon or Red Supernova Dragon, but either way, I got the Field Center card ordered also. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I want to at least get the deck and everything set up before May, though, because I want to go to the Blazing Dominion pre-release. Oh shit, I accidentally I took the wrong team here. I'm not gonna be able to bypass a special reverse. Let me get to like stage 2 and look and see. Yeah, I'm not gonna. How much special reverse do you get on the final stage? I might just have to like just game over real quick. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like cut that off, chat. It was bound to happen. The law of averages. Yeah, 5 turns of special reverse, so we might as well just go ahead and quit this. Oops. That's okay, we've been getting like a lot of nav charts and stuff, but either way, it's still aggravating to lose. To lose some of your levels. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm just going to switch over to chatting just to check my notifications. Okay. Alright, I'm back, guys. I just wanted to be sure. Make sure I had didn't miss any messages I need to see or anything like that. I love you, Haley. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Although I might have to stop talking and say your brother don't stop saying stuff like that so your brother don't get over here and try and fight you. Okay, so this is versus Doll and Bluegrass. So this one we can use Kuma. but we need to switch. Wait a minute. Wait. Can we get more points if we use the other Kuma? 7. Yeah, we do. Okay, we'll definitely take the other one. Yes, this is one. Sorry, just trying to make sure like we didn't have to like quit again. Gosh, my nose is running. I wonder why my nose is running. Don't turn your little ear back. Y'all saw that chat. She turned that little ear like she said, like, don't blame me. It ain't running for no reason. Can't tell if it's gonna rain today or not. It's been so windy. Supposed to get one of my Christmas gifts delivered today allegedly, but when I checked last night it still said in transit, so I don't know what's going on with it. I don't think it's coming today. I don't have a lot of stock in it. No, the other thing I ordered for Christmas is the art book. It ain't even shipped yet, but it's because I ordered it from Japan through like actually no, I didn't order it through a proxy, but ordered from Yes Asia. Just waiting on them to like get it first, and then once they get it, then mail it to me, and then I have to wait for like the international shipping on it. So I don't know when I'm getting that art book. Okay, I don't need to use that Kuma special again. I just need to use his EX. That's right. Because I already have the double stacking conditional, so I don't need to proc. Or not conditional, double stacking color affinity, so I don't need to. I would get no benefit from using that Kuma special again. Because I already have target mark status too. God, man, I love target mark status. It's so good. It's so good, and I will say this. Shout out to Bandai for like being consistent on putting target mark status actually like on like units and stuff like that, because it's so good. Like I would understand if they were really like limited how they put it on, like how many characters they put it on, but for them to actually like implement it into so many characters, like it makes me really happy. Slingshot, will use that after we take out Caesar, probably. Unless is there anyone past Caesar? No. Well, we'll wait to see if we're gonna fight Judge or not. So obviously if we roll more than that. Well, no, Judge and Caesar, or Judge and the color, damn. Judge and the stamina refill are on the same like amount of spaces away from that. Was all I was trying to say. But we lost the slingshot anyway because I needed the item. Alright, we'll go here and we'll use the 1. Nice, 100% refill there. I'm excited to work today though. I will have to work later after the stream. just because of a new episode of 6 Feet Under podcast got posted. I'm not a podcast person at all. I don't like podcasts. I don't like just like listening with like nothing to look at. So I do like the 6 Feet Under podcast because of it having like the video, and because I used to like when WWE would do the Broken Skull sessions. I really loved it. So that way, they would have like again the video of the conversation and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited because I saw like the guest is going to be Bruce Pritchard, so there should be like, you know, maybe some behind the scenes information about that, and maybe like behind the scenes information about the Undertaker character and the Kane character themselves. So I think that would be pretty cool and a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. I hope this year, like with some other episodes we get, I really hope we get an episode with Mick Foley, but if we don't, I would totally understand. I think like the chance of us getting a Mick Foley episode are slim to none, just because of what Mick Foley said in the news. And you know, I'd stay away from saying like political stuff, but I would just say this: if you know what Mick said, then you'll know what I mean when I say, hey, I don't blame him at all for saying what he said. Like, I get it, Mick. Like, I agree with you. Like, that's all I'll say about it. I won't dive into it right here. So, yeah, I don't think the chances of us seeing Mick Foley on the podcast are very high. But I would love, you know, Stone Cold to be on there. I think that would be really cool, because the 2 episodes of Broken Skull sessions with Undertaker were great. So having him on 6 Feet Under would be really cool. Definitely, when he comes back to WWE, definitely one with Chris Jericho, since he's allegedly coming back for like a retirement and stuff like that. Of course, because I'm like, come on, chat, it's me. One with Roman, I would love. One with the Usos, I would love. One with Rikishi, I would really love too. I think that would be cool because of him and Undertaker would have a lot of great stories to share and stuff. One with Booker T, I would love. Yeah, honestly, you know what? They should do a second episode of Mark Henry, because that was the episode of Mark Henry was really good. Oh, and no question, one with the Godfather would be great. Did this change that orb buff too? Yeah, it can't go further than like a 1x orb buff. That's what I was thinking. You look so tired. But I know you're not going to sleep because you're hearing me talk. You're just excited. And that's why you got the zoomies earlier, was because you were excited. But you look so tired. I see you like trying to fall asleep standing up. You need to go ahead and go to bed. You need to get you some rest. Because you know in about an hour is going to be when your brother is going to try and beat you up before dinner time, thinking that's going to get him food faster. He acts like he thinks his sisters are why he has food. Or he thinks his sisters what like is keeping him from getting food at certain times. I don't know why. It seems like that's how his brain works. Yeah, you look really sleepy, bud. I can't wait for SmackDown chat to see Trick Williams versus Matt Cardona. I hate it's happening now on SmackDown. I wish it happened before, when Trick Williams was a TNA champion. And obviously then Matt Cardona was also in TNA at the time. I think they could have had a really cool TNA title match, like get like, not there's anything wrong with SmackDown or anything like that. Not, I don't think the match is gonna be good, but get like actual like pay-per-view time and be able to deliver a pay-per-view quality match. I think would have been really cool. So I just hate we didn't get that during Trick Williams' TNA Championship run. Definitely think that was like a missed opportunity. No, I still have like stamina and stuff like that, but I think I'm only gonna do like maybe just a handful, few more runs and stuff like that. We'll see. I didn't mean to use that here, but it's no big deal. All it does is just give us like super type and stuff, and like just have Kuma ready for the next stage. It doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, it was like we didn't gain anything or lose anything by doing that on the prior stage. Alright, Saturn. Vice Admirals. Alright, cool. Alright, now we're gonna take out Queen. That, we'll replace that. Getting close to halfway through the TM though. But I have like a lot of stamina right now. I don't want to like go for the stamina refill. I mean, if I land on it, I land on it, but otherwise, like, I'm fine, like, just holding on to these cards. I actually did land on it. Hey, I'll take that. I'm glad I saved, like, the cards, like I was saying. I don't land on points. I'd rather land on the treasure chest. Nice. 3 jewels. Okay, so there was no Vegapunks, right? Yeah. So we need Morley and Karasu. Alright, after we clear Vegapunk here, I'm not gonna wrap up the stream just yet. We'll see like how far we are away from the next bonus map and stuff like that. And then I'll get like a good idea of how much longer I want to like stream and stuff. Luffy Bonnie. Kuma. Uchikaku. And Uchikaku are just so helpful in this like this stage. Okay. This time I remember to use Morley and Karasu first for that plus buff. It's early for you to be aggravating your sister, but I can see you're about to like mess with her. Well, hell, he started his day early, like messing with her, because while I was brushing my teeth and stuff, I heard them like in here fighting. Just because he decided he wanted the seat that she had. And it's funny, until he got down, that's where he was sitting. The same damn seat. Cool, take that. Alright, let's see. How far away are we from a bonus map? Perfect, just what I was thinking. The next one's going to be a bonus map. We'll clear this bonus map, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up the stream from there. Just so I can get myself like a little rest, get some stuff done I gotta do. In terms of like maybe some of my physical therapy exercise, something to get a little blood flowing after sitting here streaming before I go into like working later. Okay. Try and re-roll this one more time, just see if we can get a Vegapunk. No, okay, if that's the case, I'm not gonna worry about it. Actually, let me at least like grab Kuma though. Oh, well, there you go, even better, Vegapunk. Perfect. So we can get more points while it's the bonus map. I know it was like a guest one, a friend captain. Guest captain, but either way. Alright, so Kuma. Whenever it lets me click. Luffy and Bonnie. And like I said, chat, if you guys need any extra damage on that stage, you can always put the Uta support on Kuma. So when you activate his special, all your cerebral characters, which is everybody but Kid, But Kid Striker actually, so I think it's Cerebral. No, I think the support's only for Cerebral. I don't think it's Cerebral and Striker. But yeah, either way, then you get an attack and orb buff for that stage, so just some extra damage there. Probably go ahead and like do that myself. Defense. Perfect. Okay, cool. Make sure on that stage, by the way, just FYI chat, that you activate Luffy and Bonnie before activating Doll and Bluegrass, just because their special allows them to bypass defensive effects only. So then you wouldn't get Luffy and Bonnie's better ability of allowing all the characters that are those tags to bypass them. So just a heads up, like you don't want to get like stuck like that. I'll keep the spaces. %, chance to move 3 spaces. 80, 60. Hello, Asta. A good spot for you to sit down at. I don't know why you got out the window. I guess even though it's early for you to be acting out for dinner and stuff like that, you probably got out the window because it's cloudy today. There's no sunlight. It was that a little bit earlier when we were streaming, but none right now. He loves laying in the sun. He usually hates days like this, so it's okay though. We're gonna still have a good day, buddy. Some chance again, so we'll go ahead and we'll add that there. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 for when I come back later. And we're actually spending a lot of our stamina too right now, so that's pretty cool. Ooh, we'll get rid of the 3. Just because the further away it is, there's a chance that like if you don't get that, you roll lower, you might be able to get on the next stage. Especially since we have a 2 and a 1. I'm glad we got that navigation chart increase. That was a lot better. Nice. Take that. Hopefully roll another 1 here to get the big treasure chest. 2. So I'm going to roll a 1 also to spend some more of that stamina, but regardless, we're going to be at like 17, probably by the time we finish this fight, 18 stamina. It's a good time for me to end to let my stamina charge back when I do other stuff. And we'll have made it halfway through the treasure map. Let's see you up there. Don't try and get in my lap because I'm about to get up in like 2 seconds as soon as I finish this fight. And also from sitting here for so long, my hip hurts really bad. So you cannot get on my back right or get on my lap right now. Can you hear them people outside, Haley? Bless her heart. She's ready to greet whoever came in the door. It's just people outside. Nobody's coming in. Oh. And that dog's definitely not coming in. Because I heard not just people outside, I heard the dog barking. A dog barking. Okay, so now you can do the same thing here. If you feel like you need extra damage chat, you can put that Uta support on Kuma there as well. Vegapunk. Like, what's the order I need to trigger these in again? I forgot. We were trying to do Morley and Karasu first so we could just get that plus, just so we don't forget it. I hear that bird. Chirping like crazy. Must be like happy because I put that bird seed out for him. Your sister's gonna go investigate it. Alright, there we go. We cleared. We took out Vegapunk, so let's see like what our finishing score is for right now. Just move that for when I get up or like lean up to stop the stream. It doesn't like fall. So 5.6 million, nice. So we just need 4.4 million to go to clear it, I believe. Like, does this one go to 20? Because I know it's like New Year's. No, just 10. Not even 15 for New Year's, damn. Alrighty. We'll go ahead, we'll wrap up the stream there. Thank y'all so much for stopping by and joining us. Me, Haley, and Asta all hanging out and stuff. Uh-oh, now she's over there yelling at the birds. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Good luck with y'all's treasure map runs. And I will catch y'all next time. The plan will be streaming tomorrow. Is the hope, as long as everything will, no plans change or anything like that. Planning to stream SAO Fatal Bullet. Jump back into that. So thank y'all so much, everybody. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch y'all next time.